Welcome to Just Minding My Business Media. Thankful for another day of life, we find ourselves grateful for all things, especially those things we take for granted. Today, we welcome Robyn Conerly, who is a multifaceted entrepreneur, innovator, educator, and change agent with a deep appreciation for ministering to others through a life committed to service. She is the CEO of Losing to Win, an online wellness platform, co-founder of the nonprofit 360 Degrees Mind, Body, and Soul, a program that seeks to help others transition from one phase of life to another, and co-founder with her sister, Pamela Connolly, of Biological Besties. She is also a co-author in the soon-to-be released anthology, Finally Free. Welcome, Robyn. Welcome, welcome.
Yes, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, so
I'm excited to be here.
we're excited to have you. So, Robin, tell us a little bit about the agency, the academy that you guys have.
Yes, well, the name is Park Academy, an after school program, WPR, and it's a virtual academy for K through 12th grade students. And we started it because of the pandemic. A lot of parents had to work and they needed a safe place for their child to go. They needed somewhere for their children to be watched over, and also they needed like internet services. And so we just came together, my sister and I prayed about it and got this idea. And so we started it and we've tried to make it as safe as possible. We've built little barriers for each child. Each child is in their own cubicle. They have a plexiglass uh, barrier on their desk. We made face masks, we made disinfectant, anything we could do to ease the minds of the parents, but also have a safe place for the students. And so we just come along with the school district, we work in collaboration with them, and we help the students, whatever work the teachers assign, we just help them. We try to make sure they're getting their work done and still enjoy a little bit of normalcy. And so we let them play outside when we can and just make sure, we want to make sure they're well-rounded 360 degrees. And so that's what we're doing.
All right, that's an awesome strategy, and it's much needed because we got kids that they're having to change their mindset. Trying to do school from home is just not the same. And a lot of times parents have to work, and you know how kids are. You gotta be there cracking the whip, so to speak.
Mhm. Don't leave them at home by themselves and tell
Oh
them to do
yeah,
schoolwork.
yeah.
No,
They they will click in
they
and
will.
figure out, oh, I've clicked in, so that means they know I'm here. And then they forget that something's expected of them. So they will walk away and they'll be like watching television, doing whatever, and mindful of the time when they're supposed to click out or whatever again. So they
Yes.
show up on time to do that, but they forget that there's something that they're supposed to show for the time that they're clicked in. Kids
Yes.
are going to be kids and they just don't think the way adults do.
They
Right.
don't.
That's why, as children, we always got in trouble because we weren't thinking the way the adults thought.
Not only
So, and
that,
children have not changed.
They
been
haven't.
there, done that. We already know how it goes.
Yes.
Yep.
Because
We
we
also know the
already
consequences.
tried it.
So it's really interesting and it's so wonderful. Ida and I love this program. We've spoken to your sister Pamela, and it's just such a fabulous program. So much needed, long needed. Uh, the world has been waiting for you. I'm telling you,
Wow.
this idea of collaboration with the school systems, not to take over what they're doing, but
Mhm.
as your sister said, to come alongside and to
Yes.
support so that nobody gets left out, so that
Yes.
everybody has a chance. And we can really see this becoming a part of the educational system for the future
Mhm. For
because there's
sure.
always going to be that percentage that doesn't get what they need, and the
Yes.
school systems, the way they're set up, don't have this support system readily available. They're doing it, piecemeal maybe, but this
Mhm.
readily available support system is a phenomenal concept.
Yes, it is. Yes, it
And we
is.
make sure we stay in contact with the teachers. We give them our numbers. They'll text us like messages if something they need to tell the child. We also do class dojo with the teachers. And so we want to make sure that they know who we are and that we're there to help in any way we can.
Mhm.
Wow.
That's fabulous.
So
Wonderful,
let me
wonderful
ask
program.
you, how did you get on this road? How did all of this manifest?
Well, I would have to say it has to be God, because if you have asked me beginning of the year or even in March, I would have not, I couldn't have seen the road that I'm on now. So it has to be him ordering my steps, even when I didn't know where he was taking me. So
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yes.
You're so, there are so many people who have said that, have come on and said that this pandemic has really been a benefit,
it
and that
has.
rather than just thinking about, how can I make a living, how they're now thinking about how can I be of service?
Yes.
Is there something that I can do to help others? And this certainly fits in within that. How can I be of service? Because really that's what we're here for, to be of
Mhm.
service to one another, to help one another. And our children in this day and age it's such, the educational system with the pandemic, before the pandemic, was having
Mhm.
problems, and our children were having
Yes.
problems.
Mm-hmm.
So now with the pandemic, we know that there is a whole group of children who have been totally changed as far as their learning ability, their learning accessibility, you know, and that's going to affect them into the future. I had one of my supervisors actually mentioned to me that he has a little girl, and he says she's missing out on kindergarten because she is
Yeah.
going to virtual school events. What do you call those when you go to the zoo and whatnot? How do you go to this to do virtual zoo? It's just the concept is just not working. It's
I
not
know.
working. And
Virtual zoo.
yeah, it's like it's really robbed children of that experience of school, the socialization,
Yes.
the their own growing up, seeing themselves in other people's eyes, good or bad, learning how to stand on their own. And
Hmm.
that is what your program is actually giving some of these children, because they are seeing other children. They're getting to see the way they dress, the way they talk, the way they act, whether they get disciplined for it, how these young ones are acting in school. Are they really paying attention? Uh, it's just a fabulous program. And I wanted to ask you, what is like the ratio of your position, your teachers or volunteers to each child?
Well, what we like to do is have no more than, it can vary from 3 to 4 per adult. So we try to let them have as much hands-on or one-on-one experience with an adult that so that we can make sure that they're focusing and have the attention that they need.
Hmm.
That's great. Now, my question to you is, have you seen a difference, and I'm sure you have, in how children are reacting to the situation or responding to it, I should say?
It's funny, but we actually have. There are some students who, in the midst of a pandemic and being away from a normal school, they're thriving. Like their grades are improving, their behavior is improving, and it's amazing. Like we had parents who've noticed the difference in their children, and they're just amazed at what they're able to accomplish during a pandemic. And so we're grateful that we're able to participate in that process.
Wow. Because you would think that it would be just the opposite, that, they wouldn't be thriving, they would be all upset, but they're actually thriving in this
And I,
smaller arrangement, which says something. That must mean that That's what children need. They
Mhm.
need to be in smaller groups and to have the attention of the adult.
Yes.
You start getting into 30 children in the classroom, there's no way that a child who really needs help is going to have the courage, perhaps, to admit that they need the help. And often the
Mhm.
teacher is not able to give them that help because they're trying to pull the entire class forward. So,
They
again,
are.
that's a little piece of wisdom and knowledge and information that is critical as we go into the future. We
Mm-hmm.
may have to go back to the little red schoolhouse kind of concept
We may.
Yeah.
in order
Whatever
to
the
get our
kids
children
need.
to really get the information and education that they require and that they desire. That's what I'm hearing. If in this pandemic they are thriving, that means this is what the children desire. They're telling us what they need.
They,
That's
yes.
big.
For
That's big.
sure. For sure. Absolutely. So, Miss Robin, how can people get in contact with you?
Well, for our business, is we have a it's Park Academy and After School WPR. That's on Facebook. For personal, my email is robynconerly@yahoo. And that's just my name, ROBYNCONERLY @yahoo.com. And Instagram, it's Beautiful Robyn, BEYOUTIFUL, then ROBYN.
Wow. Okay. Great. So, finally free. How did you get involved with Finally Free? How did Dawn find you?
Wow, you're right. Well, my sister Pam, she saw this group on Facebook called Finally Free. And so she joined it and she invited me to join. And so I joined because she was a part. And then I just liked the different questions she'd asked during the week to help your week go along better. And so I joined the group. And then one day during the pandemic, I was just in the bathroom, just saying a prayer. And I was like, Lord, I feel like there is something more that you want me to do, but I don't know what it is. But if you tell me, then I'll do it. And I promise you, it was maybe like 10 minutes later, Pam, my sister Pam called me and said, there's an opportunity that Dawn has for writing in an anthology, and it's called Finally Free. And normally, she knows I probably be like, no, but something just, I just felt like that was the answer to the prayer that I had just prayed. And so I just said yes before I could say no. Then I called Dawn and talked to her, and she was just so down to earth. And I just said yes.
Yes, Dawn is a sweetheart. Yes,
She
so tell us
is.
a little bit about what your chapter, just
Well,
without
the
giving it away. What's the
title,
name of it?
okay, the title of it is Don't Lose Your Cry. And it's about the power of your voice. And if you lost your voice, how to reclaim it. And if you're in the midst of losing it, how to fight so that you don't lose it.
Hmm.
Because I just want everyone to know their voice is powerful. You know, like the Lord formed the earth with words. And so if words weren't powerful, I don't think he would have used that to get in. So our voice is powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness, you and your sister are very insightful. Very insightful.
Very.
Very insightful. That's awesome insight. Our words are powerful and they're needed, you know,
They
they're very
are.
much needed.
Mm-hmm. Wow. That's
One of the things that we love, Ida and I love about doing this show is that we have fabulous guests. There's not only are you getting out there, but we gain so much individually,
mm-hmm.
you know, and sometimes it's just the courage to act, you know, on our own, what we need to do. And that's what we get so much from all of those who have contributed to anthologies and the reasons that you use for the titles of your chapters, you know, just amazing. I'm not going to give away your sister's. People have to listen to see her her concept, but the same kind of deep insight. You know, yes, God used words. He
He,
said,
he said,
"Here you go."
Yes, with words.
Yeah, he said. You know, sometimes we don't value our words, And that's why we're told to be
Don't.
careful what comes out of our mouth. But yeah, still, our words are so powerful. And right now, because of the pandemic, isn't it lovely that we have this opportunity to seed better thoughts, better
Mhm.
actions with our words?
It
Absolutely.
is.
Absolutely. Wow. Absolutely. It's been so let me just ask you, Robyn, in this
Okay.
pandemic, we know you guys have been busy with, your academy and working with the kids, but when you're not doing that, what are you doing?
Let's see. Well, I'm still doing, as far as outside of the church, I'm still doing things with our women's group. We still have things of that nature. So I'm still trying to fellowship with the women, still trying to work on becoming a healthier version of myself. And my sister and I are both in this health journey together. And so we're trying to become healthier, working on that. And uh, I guess that's about the main thing. And another thing I guess I would say is what I discovered is once you say yes, or you take the chance and you say yes to God in one area, He'll remind you of other areas of things that He called you to do that you haven't said yes to. And so one of those is another book that I need to start working on. So I need to
Ah,
do that.
so we
Mm,
got another book coming.
all right. Yeah.
All right, we can't wait to hear about it.
Now, I want to ask you just very quickly, what about biological besties? What is that all?
Yes. That is a online boutique that my sisters and I are going to start soon. It's five sisters, and we have this group message where we stay in contact with each other during the week, just send out little encouraging words, and we call each other BBs, which is biological bestie. And so we thought of an idea of just to have an online boutique where we could sell inspirational items that may bring together other biological besties that may not be as close. And so anything that we have in our boutique, we're going to pray over it. And so if you buy anything, it was going to have a special prayer and a blessing. And so that's the one thing my sisters and I, my family, we've learned during the pandemic is people are important. And so whoever you have in your life, sisters, brothers, family, friends, it's just important to love on them and reconcile if you haven't reconciled.
And ain't that the truth?
Mhm.
That is so true because at the end of the day, blood is thicker than water. And you need to just get over it. Because you can't do nothing but with the blood.
Yeah, you're related, like it or not. You're related.
Yes, yes,
And
indeed.
sometimes the things that we get so upset about, in the end, they're just not important.
It really isn't.
Don't
I
lose so
know.
Really
much
isn't.
stuff and realize that none of what we were arguing about was important. None of
Hmm.
it.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that you have missed out on years of having being able to exchange love and
Hmm.
wisdom. We learn from people who are close to us, more so than we do from people out in the world.
Hmm.
So sometimes, and that has been a big thing, for years. People have thought that, because we have more mobility, people have better jobs, da 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 da, da, that somehow family is not important. We can
Hmm.
kind of like push family to the side because there are more important things. Pandemic has shown us that that's simply not true. It's
Oh
simply
yeah,
Amen.
because
you
we
can
got
have all the cars in the world. You can have the most beautiful house in the world. You can have
right.
the
Yes.
biggest bank account in the world. But if you feel alone during this pandemic because you pushed away all of your family for material things,
Hmm.
Mm.
you're not going to come through this well.
No, you're not.
Glad you brought that up.
Yes,
Biological besties.
yes. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Bringing family together.
Yes.
Yes.
That's an awesome concept. You and your sisters are very good creators.
Yeah.
Well, if any idea we have, it had to come from the Lord, because we're not smart enough, to think of an idea that's gonna prosper. So anything we have, we just thank God for it.
Oh yeah, I'm with you on that, because on my good day, I'm a mess.
I know.
Yeah, how about that?
Me too.
For sure.
One more quick question. You were saying that you and your sister are together on a wellness journey. And I wanted to ask you, I see that you're also the CEO of Losing to Win. Is that part of that? Or is
It
that
is. My sister Pam and I, we met during this process, we met one of the other authors, and she was on the program, and we just looked at her page and saw how much weight she had lost, how she used to be pre-diabetic and she's no longer that. And so we just joined in with the program that she's on. And then we also started our own, I guess we're a distributor for the program. And so we're selling the products that we're taking now to become our healthier self.
All right, tell us a little bit about the product.
Okay, well, it's called Nutrition. That's the company. And what we're doing is basically a combination of intermittent fasting, and you do clean eating, and that's what the two main things. You intermittent fasting, clean eating, and they have supplements that you take. We have a vitamin that we take. We have fiber, just different supplements that you may not would take in your normal day-to-day, just to help you. And I know for me, my blood pressure has normalized. I used to be on 2 pills, and right now I'm just taking 1, and I expect to be off of that one soon. And so I'm grateful for my health improvement.
All right. That's
so if
great.
someone wants to get in touch with you for that, how do they get in touch with you?
Oh, we have a website, it's omnitrition.com, and that's omnitrition.com/losing, and the number 2 and win, WIN.
Okay. That's awesomeness. I mean, because anybody that's on high blood pressure pills and want to get off, and you already stopped one and looking to stop another one, that's good news.
Absolutely.
That's really good news. Wow. You guys got a lot of good things going on to help people. That's really awesome. So we are so happy you joined us. And again, how can people get in touch with you?
Okay, email is robynconerly@yahoo.com. Facebook is Robyn Conerly, and also for our business, P.A.R.C Academy, and after school WPR. And if they use any of those 3, they can get to any of the other ones. So I'll leave with those 3.
Okay. Well, we definitely had a blast with you. And we knew we would.
Thank you guys. I have had such an awesome time. This is out of my norm, but you guys made it so easy. And I appreciated the conversation, the easy conversation with you guys.
Oh,
thank you. We like to make it like sitting around the kitchen table, because that's when you begin to speak from the heart, when you don't feel like you have to rehearse or whatever, or what you're going to say. It just kind of flows out.
I agree. Yes, and it's like I said, it's so rewarding for us as well. We learn so much. We become edified as well. So we thank you for your time and for being with us and for just being yourself.
Absolutely.
And thank you guys for speaking into our lives over what we're doing. So thank you for the power of your words, and I pray that every conversation you have, you continue to edify others, and you'll be edified, because the person who refreshes another, they're going to refresh. So I look forward to
absolutely. Thank you so
everything
much.
you have.
And thank you for all you do.